Yeah, let's go the egg room. So here's something funny. If anyone goes back and watches Sam's stream, there's something interesting about this portal. So if you watch Sam's stream, this portal, just like this room, this room looked completely different. And this portal behind here, this is sort of the behind the scenes. So check out this portal, guys. So a lot of people are going to ask about the portal, and we have no answers for you that we're going to give you.
None.
So none. Just don't worry about it. But this nether portal was not complete.
Yep.
On your stream. And then it got built up. Almost like the egg was preparing a backup plan. Just in case.
You never know.
Oh, and the big red portal, yeah, it did grow. It
definitely grew, yeah.
Because the egg moved. I guess we can answer one question.
Okay. I'll let you answer it so you can reveal exactly how much you want.
Okay, so the egg does not originate from this plane of existence. Okay. That's all I'll say. The egg comes from somewhere else. That's sort of what this red portal represents. So anyway, so there we go. I didn't use the word alien, chat.
From Utah.
It's from Utah. Joke's on you,
Utah.
Everyone. And then I guess there's nothing really. But so, oh yeah, so one of the reasons the exit tunnel comes so close to the house is it shows there's a direct line, a path to the to my house where I was so close to, which is why I was seeing Sam Bucket
before
and no one else was.
Yep.
Yeah, because Sam Bucket was like communicating with me. I was the closest person to him.
Right.
He couldn't talk to anyone else. So
did y'all hear that, chat? Did y'all just hear that sound when I ran in the room? It like made like a freaky noise, and I like came. It was like, and it was like freaked me out. It was like actually a noise.
Creepy. That's so freaky. Quick, Sam, we gotta go.
Get out, seal it up,
Lock it in.
It's really fulfilling whenever like we were doing the lore and like the scene where like I came over here and like looked at you and stuff like. That scene, I watched it on your stream, and like the effect of like all the texturing that we did and the walls and like the lighting, like we spent so much time building the set. There was so much time spent like just making the set look how we wanted it.
We did.
But it's so fulfilling when like you see the like me walking in and like it's dark and like it's a creepy rundown looking place. Like it's just very cool. It's very fulfilling to like get that moment.
What's so funny about the ending, right, is we've established like Sam Bucket did it so many times during the stream, right? Where he appeared behind me.
Right.
So like him appearing behind at the last second, just it fits. It literally is what he would do.
Right.
So it's perfect.
Yeah, I think so.
So I wonder if anyone was expecting that. I think a couple people probably were, but not that many.
Maybe a couple, but I imagine that most people thought that Sam Bucket was gone, and we were gonna do the bye Sam Bucket, no more Sam Bucket.
Yeah, and it's again like this is the last official Sam Bucket like lore.
Right.
Maybe, but he's not gone. Like he's still around.
Yeah, Bad's gonna be live on the SMP, and I'm gonna randomly just come go Sam Bucket and just like punch him with buckets for like an hour or something probably.
There we go.
BadBoyHalo, can you give us your best Sam Bucket?
Sam Bucket.
That was weak. Sam Bucket. Sam Bucket and the Ground Goblin should meet. That sounds like nightmare fuel. That sounds horrible.
That would be awesome. I love the idea of that. You can get some ground bucket.
Ground bucket duo.
Yeah, ground bucket duo. Let's go.
Ground bucket duo.
What happens when an unmovable object meets an unstoppable force?
Why was Foolish on the altar? Foolish had an interaction with Sam Bucket.
He did.
So
Foolish gave Sam Bucket a bucket.
Foolish gave Sam Bucket a bucket, but it never really happened where I was able to get buckets as Sam Bucket from other people. So basically, it was going to be like the sacrifice ritual type of thing with all their names on it, make it extra creepy. But both the buckets that he got ended up with their name on there. Why is one full? It's a secret.
Interesting.
It's a secret.
Interesting.
Francis died of natural causes, or did he meet the end at the hands of Sapnap?
And now a headcanon that Sam
That is a great question.
That's a good question.
Maybe we'll find out. Maybe there'll be a... Maybe we'll get to meet Sam Bucket before he became Sam Bucket. At some point. I mean, you never know. That could be a nice little one-off, like, stream.
You never know.
Can Sam Bucket teleport? To some degree, yes.
Mm-hmm.
There are rules.
There are rules, yes.
He likes to appear behind people.
He does.
But so like Sam Bucket, like, so if you think canonically, the Sam Bucket we know is different from the Sam Bucket that has existed, because the Sam Bucket is more of not necessarily a ghost, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's not a ghost, but he's not like alive at the same point in the way like people think he is. Like, you couldn't kill Sam Bucket.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a big leak.
Yeah.
That's a
Well,
big
it's
leak,
at this
Steve.
point he's been with the egg so long that he's basically like,
That's true, I guess. It's kind of known.
yeah. He shares properties of a ghost, which is why some people can see him and some people can't. He's a ghost, but not because he's dead.
Ah, there we go.
Here's the timeline of events. I guess I'll give you guys the little story. Sam Bucket discovers the egg, eventually discovers the egg's weakness, uses his bucket on his head to block the egg in and bury it, right? And then the egg gets discovered way, way, way later by me. But during that time, Sam Bucket literally was just with the egg, this entity that can communicate with people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that Sam Bucket just lived there, and that was it. Was trapped there until eventually the egg was free again, and Sam Bucket was free at the same time.
Ooh.
Ooh.
How was Sam able to do his character at the same time as Sam Bucket? Oh,
That is true. That's a good question.
that's a good question.
We that's her on your stream. We
That's
saw.
true. I forgot about
Sam
them
Bucket.
not knowing how we did that. I don't want to tell
That's a
them.
good point.
I think it's way too good for us to give it away.
Yeah. We're just not gonna tell them.
Yep.
They'll just
I
have
agree.
to deal with it.
I agree.
Let's go.
It was not a soundboard, though. I already confirmed that there was no soundboard whenever I was doing that stream. I was talking. Like, I was switching between the characters, like, as I was talking. So I would, like, Sam Bucket, as I was like, oh, I gotta get out of here. I gotta Sam Bucket. I was, like, freaking out. But because I had no camera on, so it was, like, just, you guys couldn't tell, but, like, it was just me.
So this is the egg up there, right? This is a table, right? And then these are meant to be like representations of people. So this is the red banquet.
I remember now. It's the banquet. Yeah.
Yeah. So Sam Bucket was a witness to the red banquet,
Ooh.
but he couldn't interact with anyone at that point.
Yep.
So he could just sit there and watch, and he cataloged it.
Mm-hmm. The shadowy figure at the banquet, eyes emoji. I don't know. I know nothing. So what does Sam Bucket draw with? Oh well.
Well, it's just cranberry juice.
Yeah, cranberry juice.
Yeah.
Did Bad tell Sam that Sam Bucket's not the bad guy?
I'm sure Sam will find out. What if he walks down there with like a stack of TNT and just blows
It just
this whole
blows
place
the
up?
entire thing up.
That would have been the ultimate teaser end right at the end of the stream. It
It's
just
me running in like,
here.
ah! And I
I'm
have like
coming
stacks of TNT.
he's like running through the halls, like placing
Right at the
it.
very end. I'm like, I'm coming! I got like stacks and stacks of TNT.
There's just a big explosion and a crater is left.
That would be hilarious.
I will say
I
that
think it
this
would make me
does
happy.
Sam's absence does tie into something later, but we have to be careful. We can't go too far.
Oh my
down. We'll
gosh, you're
spoil something.
leaking. That was an actual leak that you just did.
I'm
What?
sorry.
That was
What?
actually leaking. You were leaking.
I'm just saying
then.
it's important later.
I mean, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Bad and Sam. Were you upset when Foolish destroyed the egg? I wasn't. Were you upset that the egg ended up getting destroyed, Bad?
So when the egg got destroyed, let me just say that there were no DMs from Foolish that he was planning to do that.
That's true.
Otherwise, I would have probably been like, wait, Foolish, maybe we should talk about this. But it ended up working out because honestly, it makes sense that given who Foolish is, it makes sense why he would be the one to destroy the egg, right? So it makes sense, and it gave us a great opportunity. That's one of those things that starts off as a blooper, but you end up working it in because you're like, oh wow, actually this works into the lore even more. So it ended up not being planned, but it worked out well. We got to establish that essentially, even if you destroy the egg, you can't really destroy the egg. Like, and you know what's funny is this property actually exists in Minecraft. Did you know that?
What property?
If you destroy a dragon egg, right? You can't destroy it. It just moves.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. This egg shares that property. So you can't destroy it. It'll always come back.
I was gonna bring it up earlier whenever someone mentioned the code. Okay. Do you guys remember whenever Bad went down into the room, all of the journals that are down here? So these journals are actually like, so they're 1 to 3 pages, and you can see that they're actually structured like they could have been words in here. So like this is like, it's a space, and then like there's a word, and then a word, and then a longer word, and that kind of thing. There's like actually could be like real text that's just like jarbled. The reason they're like that is because I built a system that would take written books, or like writable books that hadn't been written yet, and they were in here, and it would drop them on me here, and then when I had one, like look, I'll put these iron blocks in here so you can see. Oh yeah, Bad just did it. So I wrote code that what it does is it stands here, it opens up the book. Once it opens the book, it decides on a random title, maybe. It gets the title, and then it decides how many pages it's going to be. It decides like all the things. It writes the book, and then once it writes the book, it throws the book out. Oh, you got to line it up. But then it hits that tripwire, and it gives me a new book, and then it just keeps doing that over and over again, and it never runs out of books. And that's how we generated all the books. And I don't think we didn't even show them all the books, right? Like there's some more books in here, isn't there?
So many books.
We made a lot. We made tons because we didn't know how many we would want. So there's tons of books.
We were originally going to like sprinkle them.
Yeah, we were gonna put them
in more places.
Yeah.
We ended up keeping them where they were.
Yeah. I was gonna stream today, and then we ended up just like working on the stuff so much that I never made a plan. So this is my stream today. So
let's go.
This is all I have planned, is to sit here and hang out, talk about the same bucket.